Hello viewers, so today I'll be giving us updates on what happened today at the Supreme Court in the case between Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi and the APM against Tinubu. So the Supreme Court today dismissed the appeal of the APM against Tinubu, saying that he lacked merit and has been decided before now. And also in the case of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar against Tinubu, they reserved judgment, saying that a new date will be communicated to the parties in due time. So this is what they said, and we know that Atiku Abubakar is praying the court so that he can admit fresh evidence in his case, while Peter Obi is asking the court to disqualify Tinubu on the grounds of certificate forgery, forfeiture, 25% in Abuja, and the fact that he did not win the 2023 presidential election. So the court today said that they are going to give us a date when the judgment will be done in this case that have been presented before them. I'll be giving us details on this and more. But before we go fully into this, I would like us to do well to like this video and please subscribe to our channel so you get notification whenever we post a new update. See the way Sahara reporters reported APM's own case. They said Supreme Court dismisses APM's appeal against President Tinubu Shettima. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed by the Allied People's Movement (APM) challenging the nomination of Kashim Shettima as the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in the last presidential election. A 7-member panel headed by Justice John Okoro pronounced the dismissal of the appeal after the appellant's lawyer, Chukwuma Majuku Ume, applied to withdraw it. Members of the panel had, at the mention of the appeal, noted that it was frivolous because the Supreme Court had, in the earlier case of People's Democratic Party (PDP) versus INEC and others, resolved the issue that Shettima was properly nominated. Justice Okoro pointedly asked Ume what he thought his clients would benefit from the outcome of the case, if not only to further overburden the court. Ume had made efforts to distinguish his client's case from that of the PDP versus INEC and others, but later had a change of mind when Justice Okoro insisted that the appeal lacked any utilitarian value. The APM had asked the Supreme Court to dismiss the objections raised by President Bola Tinubu and his vice, Kashim Shettima, against the appeal seeking to upturn the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court. The party claimed that the objections by Tinubu and Shettima were incompetent and frivolous in nature. So this is what they appealed to the Supreme Court saying, but the Supreme Court said they are not going to accept what they are saying because they are not going to use it. And one of the questions that the judge asked was that, what is it going to benefit to you? It's not possible for your candidate to become the president. So why are you fighting about this matter in court? And then the lawyer went ahead to withdraw the case. So that was how the APM's own case was dismissed. About Peter Obi and the Labour Party's appeal that Tinubu did not win the 2023 presidential election and their appeal to invalidate his election, the court has reserved judgment, saying that they're going to communicate a new date for the judgment. And that's the same thing they said in Atiku's own case, where he's trying to bring the evidence he brought from Chicago State University. They said they're going to give a new date for the judgment of these particular cases. Reacting to what happened today at the Supreme Court, this person here is raising a question of what happened in the Supreme Court, where the Justice Okoro-led panel was talking that the letter from Chicago State University and the deposition that Atiku said he collected from them, that there is conflict in the that is not tallying. So he is actually saying that this might actually be what they will ride on to give their judgment. I'll be showing us what he said and other people's reaction on this case. He said, on the Supreme Court, Justice Okoro's stance on conflicting letters from Chicago State University. 1. I have been saying this about the forgery, which is criminal in nature, that requires to be proven beyond all reasonable doubt. 2. The job of the defendant and his lawyers in such a trial is to manage to sow a seed of doubt, no matter how little. 3. The whole affidavit and depositions from CSU officials clearly casted reasonable doubt whether or not Tinubu submitted forged certificate to INEC contrary to Section 137, subsection 1J of the Constitution. 4. It is settled in law that any reasonable doubt is beneficial to the accused. That nearly cannot kill a bird. This is disturbing and dangerous to Nigeria and Nigerians. Another person here also reacting to this said, a forged certificate was submitted to INEC. That is the only thing that matters in this case. And this is it. That's the only thing that matters in this case. The fact that Tinubu submitted a forged Chicago State University certificate to INEC, and it is against the law of the land that states that in any case of forgery, the person must be disqualified. So according to the law, he is meant to be disqualified. Another person here said, to me, there is no confusion in this matter. Both the unverified letter from Chicago and the under the old court deposition are saying same thing. The diploma certificate Tinubu presented to INEC did not come from CSU. It was forged, and our law has a clear stand on that. And this is it, like what this person just said now. It is clear, both from the letter, from the deposition, that indeed Tinubu forged his Chicago State University certificate. So that's what the court and the judges are meant to ride on, not trying to look for technicalities to dissolve this matter before them. Also reacting to what happened today at the Supreme Court, this person here said, poverty should not be ruled out in this application. I'm sure you are with me. Looking at the judges' faces, in my heart and opinion, I can't see justice, but if it happens, which I still doubt, would be a miracle, though this word doesn't validate position of a profane. Another person here said technicality is about to take center stage again. Another person here also reacted and said, at the end, we will judge the judges according to their performance. And that's it. Nigerians are not foolish. Nigerians know the law, and we are watching what they will give to us based on the law and not based on technicalities. And if they base their judgment on technicality, Nigerians will be able to fish it out, and even the whole world at large will know what they have done. This person here also reacted and said, when justice is dethroned, the pillars of society crumble into a bedlam of despair, for it is justice alone that steadies the ship of state amidst tempestuous seas of discord. This person here also reacted and said, the first sign to worry about the Supreme Court: 1. The aroma of the fat stirs the substance of the pool. 2. Justice John Inyang Okoro asked which documents should be accepted as superior: 1. Letter from Chicago State University, or 2. Deposition made under oath by Chicago State University on the same subject matter. 3. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey and Judge Nancy in the U.S. District Court of Illinois, Northern Division. Knowing the importance of the discovery, Atiku Abubakar 6 insisted that whatever document Chicago State University will provide to him must be deposed under oath to grant them undeniable authenticity. Now here you are, a justice of Nigeria's Supreme Court is asking which is more relevant, a mere letter and a legal deposition in the same source by the same institution. Weird. 4. This is like asking which is more authentic proof of paternity: 1. A father's name recorded in the birth certificate, and 2. The DNA paternity test. 5. This question by Justice Okoro is the first sign that justice may not be obtained from the Supreme Court in this matter by way of technicalities. 6. All I can say is that Nigerians must start getting ready to take back their country by themselves by force, while we hope that the Honorable Justice was merely pulling the legs of the councils by that poor question. 7. Nigeria must be fixed, and there is no postponement this time. 8. The justices of the Supreme Court on this petition had better not throw Nigeria into unrest in a case that is pretty much rested by overwhelming evidence. 9. Nigerians await. And this is it. Nigerians await, because this is a case that the evidence is just so massive. There is no two-way about this, that you just have to admit this evidence and you have to work with the evidence and in turn disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Also reacting to this person here said, we can easily tell what the decision of the Supreme Court will be from their statement today. Imagine saying the CSU certificate saga of Tinubu is a matter of national unity. Their decision will be informed by sentiments and not by facts and law. Another person here said, nobody will disqualify Tinubu. The only option is to protest. If they decide to forget and wait for 2027 election, they will still rig it and nothing will be done. But until Nigerians wake up and decide to fight back by a peaceful protest, this is what this person here is calling for. That no matter how we fight in the court, no matter the evidence that Nigerians present, that these people will go ahead to buy their way and ensure that they retain power. Also reacting to this, another person here said, will Nigeria ever be free from criminals? This person here said they will reserve judgment and still eat corn. The judiciary bears the responsibility of saving Nigeria from all this mess caused by INEC and APC. You guys should just stop wasting your time on this issue. Even appeal safe can't do anything. Let's just keep praying to God to deliver us. This is what this person here is saying. He has given up on the Supreme Court. He's just saying that at this point in time, he does not believe that the judiciary will do the right thing, that all we have to do as well-meaning Nigerians is to pray to God. Another person here also reacted and said, no matter the outcome of the Supreme Court case involving the presidential candidates in the last election, one thing is very clear. The future of our country is at stake. Irrespective of who wins, we all want a working and successful Nigeria, and citizens will face the consequences of the choices we are making now and have made in the past. Our nations need total rebuilding and remaking. Our nation is in a sorry state. We have made mockery of ourselves, and our future is in jeopardy if nothing is done. We have to make tough choices, ask ourselves hard questions, be brutal and honest about situations, and challenge irresponsibility. We have denied this country a proper treatment, and she is bleeding profusely. Nigerians desire the brand of leadership that is not built on personal ambition, but a leadership that aims to lift and improve the lives of Nigerians to a higher station and standard of living. The question is not, are we better off than we were 4 years ago? The real question should be, how can we, all of us, especially the weak and the vulnerable, be better off in the future? Our choices and actions now will determine that. Thank you. And this is it. And this is actually a clear message to the Supreme Court that they have to do the right thing. No matter what this person says, that regardless of who is in power, who is in power actually determines if we are going to get the good leadership that Nigerians are clamoring for. Yes, Nigerians are clamoring for a good leadership. Nigerians are clamoring for a better leader, but it cannot come when the person that is in power is a certificate forger. It cannot come when the person that is in power fought his way to be there. It cannot come when the person is actually not riding on the mandate of the people, but for himself. That's why it is actually a clear message for the judiciary to do the right thing, so that the person that Nigerians voted into power can come into power, and so that we can begin to enjoy the dividends of democracy. This person here reacted and said, great, expecting justice is like expecting a miracle. Another person here said, the Supreme Court justices can't sack Tinubu, who is their boss. You can't lead in Nigeria unless you have a criminal trait. This is how they were given opening ear at the tribunal. But in the end, it was APC's lawyer script after a lot of homework applied technicality to destroy the constitution. It will be devastating if Supreme Court does same, as it will be antecedent to the lower courts. They should not deceive us. We already know the judgment. They have already agreed on what to do and how to do what to do. but only time will tell. God is watching. This person here reacted and said, another person here said, this is a hawk on APC throat. Let's see which technicality will precede evidence before the court. Let's see if technicality should be upheld rather than evidence, because the court is a court of evidence, and this is it. Let's see if at the end of the day the Supreme Court will go the way of technicality or will use our constitution to give Nigerians justice. This person here reacted and said, Wole Olanipekunsan for Bat and Shetima said Atiku's fresh evidence is an application in Wonderland and has no merit. He urged the court to dismiss it, stating that the court is bound by the law and the law must be interpreted as it is. Akin Olujimi San for APC added that the application not only lacks merit but is misconceived. He also urged the court to dismiss it. He went on to say you cannot smuggle in documents at the Supreme Court without first tendering same at the trial court, that's appeal court, and they are still bringing this same matter that has been settled, saying that the Supreme Court cannot accept fresh evidence, which according to the law, we all know that the Supreme Court can accept fresh evidence. This person here said INEC is shameless. They are defending evil. Are they not supposed to be independent and unbiased? And this is why we are calling for a reform in the INEC. INEC is meant to be an independent body, but that's not what we are seeing in Nigeria today, because they are fighting for a particular politician. They are struggling so that he can remain in power, because he obviously paid them and he has obviously bought them over. All we can say at this point in time, as well-meaning Nigeria, is that the Supreme Court should ensure that they do the right thing and give Nigerians justice. They should avoid going the way of technicality, just like the appeal court did, but to ensure that they give Nigerians justice in this case. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do to share your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Please do to like this video, and please do to subscribe to our channel so you get updates whenever we post a new video.